Hi, it's Taylor T. Carlson. I'm here with another video for you. And today we are going to take a look at this. Mothra. Everybody knows I love old Japanese monster movies, campy entertainment, everything in between, and Mill Creek just put out this Steelbook reissue of Mothra, so of course I knew I had to get my hands on it as soon as it came out. In Mothra, an expedition to a deserted island where some shipwreck survivors were recently rescued reveals the existence of a strange tribe of natives, including two small women that are only about a foot tall each, who the expedition commander takes and decides to use them in his own shows. But much to everyone else's dismay, doing this unleashes the monster Mothra, who's coming to Japan to free the girls and take them back to their island, and needless to say, he leaves a path of destruction in the process. Now, one of my all-time favorite movies, of course, is the original 1954 Godzilla, or Gojira, as they call it over there, and I've been trying to see a few more of these old kaiju movies, and not a lot of them really get the respect they deserve in Blu-ray reissues and so forth, so that's part of the reason I was so excited to see Mothra reissued on Blu-ray by Mill Creek, who's done a lot of interesting reissues over the years. They're actually the company who put out those VHS-style Blu-ray slipcovers, which I bought a ton of those the last few months or so, and I've got to say, it's definitely an attractive package they put together. It's a steelbook, but it's also got a plastic slipcover over it as well. Inside the booklet, you've got artwork from the film, and everything is on one disc, but you actually get both cuts of the movie, the original 100-minute Japanese cut with English subtitles, and the American English language dub cut as well. The Japanese version runs about 10 minutes longer, and one minor issue I did have with the release is that there are no Japanese subtitles for the opening credits of the movie, or for the title screen, which honestly I think that's a little disrespectful to the original actors and crew who made this movie a reality, but it is what it is, and I can't mark this release too far down just for that. Now, one other issue I did have with this release, I mean, this looks pretty cool with the plastic slipcover over it. You can take this off, but it's really hard to get this on and off. That's one thing I've noticed. See, I got this out. These are two separate pieces. There's the backs. But now, let's say I want to get this back in here, and you can see what a struggle this is. I mean, yeah. I could spend the next 5 minutes trying to do this, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to. So how does the movie itself measure up? I've got to say, this is definitely more of a campy film than, say, the original Godzilla. It hasn't aged as well. There's a lot of very obvious blue screen rear projection work. Some of the special effects don't hold up as well as a lot of other films from the era. It's very much a product of the time in which it was made. The tone of the movie is very inconsistent. You have a lot of treachery and destruction, but then you also have more lighthearted, silly elements, like you've got a child character, you've got a reporter character who's largely comic relief, and it goes back and forth between the serious and the campy, and it's like they couldn't quite decide what kind of movie they wanted to make. Does that mean it's a bad film? Certainly not. It's actually a ton of fun to watch, seeing Mothra fly around, trashing Japan in a cocoon state as well, seeing people's reactions. I mean, it is what it is. It's a product of its era, but that shouldn't deter you from rediscovering this, especially if you're a fan of old kaiju movies. Now you can really see the rear projection work. You can see the wires holding up Mothra. You can tell what are models and so forth. In a way, I think this kind of adds to the campy fun of the experience. The disc itself has a teaser trailer, a theatrical trailer, and a photo gallery. There's also a commentary track for the American cut of the movie. I was hoping to see a little more in the way of features. Like, I would have loved to see some cast and crew interviews. Not totally sure how many surviving members there are there, but as is, this is not a bad release in terms of additional content, and for what it is, I'm pleased to see they didn't just slap the movie on a disc and not bother to include anything extra whatsoever. Is Mothra a great movie? No. Is it a campy movie? Yes. Is the movie a ton of fun despite its faults? Absolutely. And I think if you're a fan of monster movies, the kaiju genre, whoever you are, if you're into that sort of thing, I would recommend picking this release up. The price is definitely right. It's a great Steelbook design, and it's definitely better than watching the movie on an old VHS tape or trying to catch it on TV. I do moderately recommend this release. Now, feel free to go down below, hit the subscribe button. I try to put up a new video every week, and make sure to hit that like button as well. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you on my next video.